So, welcome everyone to Sigil, the City of Doors. I am going to be the DM. People call me Snoopy. We have Brian, Cho, Rena, Delander, and Jex. And we're going to start off today in the Ladies' Ward. And we're going to go all the way down to Palace Street to an apartment. And we're going to see a elder looking elven lady sitting at a table, and she hears a knock at the door. She opens it, and we find Rena. Rena, can you introduce yourself?
Um, my character's name is Sabrina Corvain. She's a half elf, a paladin. She's level 3, I think.
And what would you be doing at this elder elven woman's house?
She's my grandmother, and I'm visiting her to see how she is at her ward and, just see how retirement's going.
You sit down with her, and her name is Catherine Corvain. She just tells you how retirement's going. She is like, it's been really boring, in all honesty. I've been really bored. Retirement's been really boring. And just sitting here with a peaceful life is pretty boring. Then I want to get out
Very
again.
boring. Hmm.
She does congratulate
But,
you, though, on getting to the rank of sergeant already, being so young. It's amazing.
mhm.
It took me till I was 33 to get there.
Wow.
Now look at me, I'm a hag. I'm retired.
How old is Catherine Corvain? I actually don't know. I feel like
Catherine
she would be a few hundred
is
years older than me.
Catherine is like 565.
Yeah?
She's way into the hundreds. She's very old. And you're
Hmm.
just 23. So she's been going at this adventuring game for a long while.
Yep. I guess she's like level 10.
Could be. But you and her catch up for a little bit, just, doing some grandmother visiting stuff. And she does say that she was given a mission to give you. It wasn't,
Oh,
it wasn't going to be given to your mentor, but she hands you an envelope.
okay. I take the envelope and try to open it there.
All right. You you read it, and it has two requests for you. The first one is you have to go to this place called the Hands of Time to deliver blueprints for a arm prosthetic to be made for a hobgoblin.
Ah,
And that hobgoblin is your former mentor, Kaz Dextor.
I see.
The
Yeah.
second one is you have to protect a we'll say a retainer of sorts.
Oh no.
You were
Who's this
promised
retainer gonna be?
you were promised 3 retainers, and in the letter it says due to budgetary concerns and lack of applicants, you
Oh
have
my God.
only been given one of them. And Catherine, she's just looking at this letter with you. She is totally grandma with her reading glasses over your shoulder reading this.
Okay.
And She was like, "Don't tell me who I think it is." And on
Oh,
the, if you read down further, you see the name Mr. Sleeves appear.
Mr. Sleeves.
And give me a history check. Give me a history
Okay,
check.
let me do that real quick. I got a 12.
You know
11 plus 1.
you know Mr. Sleeves as the most famous entertainer in Sigil.
Oh
And
my.
he is known to play a mean harmonica, and he is also known to be quite mischievous and gets into trouble quite a bit with certain factions. And he has recently ran afoul of three of them all at once.
Oh no,
And
that's not good.
you are to pick him up at the barracks where he's being held for his own protection. He will
Okay,
serve as your, as long as you protect him and make sure no harm comes of him, he will support you monetarily and with information.
I see. Has he made my faction angry?
He has not. But he has paid them heavily to get protection from them, and
I
you
see.
were lucky enough to be selected to do that.
Wow, I'm so lucky.
Now,
Okay then.
Catherine just when she sees that, you see your grandmother just sigh, just a deep sigh, and
I give her a concerned look.
she goes, "Best of luck." She says,
I
"You better
nod
get heading out right about now."
and then I do that.
When
I say goodbye, Grandma.
when you're leaving though, she grabs your hand and she says, "Take this for a good luck charm." And
What does she give?
she gives you a Werther's original in your hand.
A what?
A Werther's original candy, a little mint candy for you, a little butterscotch. And she says,
I see.
"Take it. You'll need it later.
Okay, so I shouldn't need it now.
Do whatever you want with it."
Okay, I'll just keep it in my pocket.
All right. So do you head over to the barracks? 'Cause
Okay,
you do need to
yeah.
pick up the blueprints and your retainer.
Mm-hmm.
So do you head on
I
over
think I'm
there?
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna head over to the barracks first.
Okay. You see standing in front of about, I'd say about three guards around this person. Uh, you see a 3'5" little bullywug frog person. He is smoking the biggest cigar you've ever seen, and it's home rolled too. He's wearing a tuxedo with a bow tie, and he is handcuffed.
Okay. I go up to the guards and ask, why is this man handcuffed?
He is under our protection, and we are making sure he does not run away from us and cause more trouble.
Hmm. Okay. I say, is this Mr. Sleeves?
You see him look up at you, smile, with just like pearly whites. Like these are the best teeth in the city. You almost see your
Wow.
reflection off of these teeth. And he says, "You are right about that. I am Mr. Sleeves, my lady. What would your
Oh
name be?"
wow. My name is Sabrina Carvain, and then I hold up the letter and I say, um, and I think I'm here to collect you.
He, you see him slip out of his handcuffs. He twirls them around his little frog fingers, and he says, "My knight in shining armor."
Oh God. He's a simp.
He he uh he looks at you with just eyes of admiration. And he says, "Well, lead on. I'm here to follow, and you're here to protect me. I'm
Okay.
I'm paying quite a lot of money for this, and I hope I do not get hurt."
Yeah. You won't get hurt, I'm sure. Okay. So next I head off to go get the blueprint.
The blueprints are, you just have to head into office in the barracks and grab them off.
Uh,
So you have the
so I go to
blueprints
that.
now.
Okay. Where do I have to go next? I forgot already.
You have to go to the Hands of Time next workshop.
All right. I
And
head off there.
and from the barracks to the, it's going to take you a good like 45 minutes to get all the way over there, because
Long time.
it's from the corner all the way next to the Great Foundry. Just a little tiny
Can
building.
I wrong work there? Is there like a gate?
Nope, you gotta walk. And you get to accompany
Dang.
Mr. Sleeves all the way there.
Oh my.
And Mr. Sleeves
Okay.
is chatting you up. So you're going through the Ladies' Row, which is the street that the barracks are on, and you're going through Transformation Square, where the Temple District is.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Sleeve says, "Kind of tired. Why don't we go to a park? Let's go to a park.
Oh. Oh no.
Let's let's go
Do I
to
have to
a nice park."
do I have to do what he says?
He's paying quite a lot of money for this to happen.
I sigh and I go to the nearest park with him.
The nearest park would be the Park of the Infernal and Divine,
Oh no.
which houses Aasimar. Sometimes angels will appear there. There's demons and infernals, and it's just like a gated kind of park with a nice little tree in the center of it, and a couple little huts and stalls and stuff. And on your way over there, um, roll a perception check for me.
Okay. I get a oh god. I roll a nat 3, so that's a 7.
Whoo, rough. So Mr. Sleeves takes a crossbow bolt in his shoulder for 6 points of damage. And
You said there wouldn't be combat.
oh, I said there wouldn't. We're gonna cut from you now, and we're gonna go over to checks, to a little forest on a little plain, and we see a big 8 foot tall creature doing God knows what. So checks, what are you doing, and what's your character?
Hey, so my character is Og. I'm a Firbolg druid. And yeah, in this moment right now, I am currently inspecting a strange flower I've never seen before. It's very vibrant, does not look like it belongs. And just a couple seconds ago, I had seen a random squirrel eat it, and it dropped over dead. So I'm very curious about this new flower. Just kind of glancing at it.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Um, Man, my rolls today. It was an 18.
Jesus Christ. Uh, you see you see underneath the flower where it was, you see just like a little glimmer of something.
Oh, curious. Well, being as inquisitive as I am and comfortable as I am in this forest, I reach for it and try to grab it or dig it up.
When you start digging, you see this weird gemstone. It's like blood red, and it looks like it's bleeding. Like the stone is like sweating blood.
That's totally not ominous. Well, I mean, obviously, uh, it's such an oddity is, it does not belong in this forest, so I can't help it if it would be safest with me. So I grab it and I guess I'll hold on to it for now until I could investigate it further.
When you do that, and you pick up it, you hear a couple of twigs and branches like snap off in the distance.
Hmm. Well, considering that things don't typically make a lot of noise or travel through the forest pretty quietly, I'm immediately on alert, so I kind of retreat back into the shadows but being curious, I move in that direction.
Give me a perception check.
Not four, so plus six, 10.
You know there's something there off in the
Okay.
distance. You can feel
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean, this is your forest. You know there's something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely know. And it's about 30 feet away. So to see better, you'd have to get closer.
All right. I feel compelled at this point, so I make my way over, trying to be as cautious and not make any noises as possible.
Give me a little stealth check.
Stealth check. A a nat 20, 22.
You you get up really close, and I assume you're trying to get close and like circle around at the same time, like just getting closer
Yeah,
while trying to get a better vantage point.
exactly. Getting closer and trying to basically just get the best look at it from the best angle. Yeah.
You get up to about, I'd say it's about 15 feet away now,
Hmm.
and you see behind a big tree a little raven looking creature with a bag full of that gemstone, and it's drawing on a tree what looks to be a shape of a door.
It's drawing on a tree. The raven is drawing.
Yeah, so it has in its hand one of those bloody gemstones, and it's like carving into the tree, like the bark of the tree, a door.
Oh, well, that definitely seemed out of place in this forest. Ah. Obviously, it seems the raven has some sort of, I guess, what do you call it, consciousness. So I feeling a little bit more confident. Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't know, maybe a little bit curious about it. So I start making my way over, but still trying to, not, I guess, disrupt it or let it know that, I want to see if this goes anywhere
So you're just trying to wait out and see what happens with it.
for the time being. I'm not trying to attract its attention, but
About
I am still watching and getting like steadily closer as I get.
so you're steadily getting closer while trying to sneak around and like look and see what it's doing.
What exactly it's drawing. Yeah, yeah.
So on the door, you see it carve these weird runes after it's done with the shape of the door. You see on the door now itself, it's carving like runes.
Do I recognize these runes? Do they make any sense at all to me?
They do not. I mean, give me. Hmm. You wouldn't be familiar with it. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say you wouldn't know what these. You know they are ruins and they're magical of some sort, but you don't know what language it's in and what they mean. You just know that this weird thing that shouldn't be here is here,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a bunch of those gemstones.
Interesting.
When it
I get.
when it gets done with the last rune, you see the space. Uh, so the diameter of the tree, you see the space of it collapse, and you just see a void going into the tree now. So the tree was once 3 dimensional, now it's 2 dimensional.
Okay. Oh, geez, that's. Um.
And you do see he has some of those weird flowers with him as well. And he's taking a step towards, like he's gonna go in.
I guess I have to follow at this point. So once again, trying not to attract attention, but if he's kind of making his way in, then I'm following shortly behind.
Roll another stealth check for me.
18, 16, 2.
What we're gonna do. Okay, how close do you want to get next to him?
I would say I try to keep around it considering it's a pretty heavily forested area, so I feel a little bit more comfortable getting closer, around 10 yards or so away.
Mm-hmm. So you see him. Now this door is not big. It's about
Hmm.
4 foot tall, just enough for him to like comfortably have headroom.
Hmm.
And the moment you see him pass through, that door starts shrinking.
I'm too curious at this point. I yeah, I follow him in, or I try to make my way to the door. Actually,
You
Mhm.
go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe just as a first precaution, I'd make my way to the door, but I'd toss something in. I'd grab a rock from the ground and toss it in.
Okay. Nothing happens from what you can see.
Does the rock just disappear, or does it
It's
just bounce
gone into
off?
that void, just like that raven just did. And that door is getting smaller and smaller.
All right, fuck it, we're going for it. I go in after.
You go in after, and you appear in this weird, weird city. It's a city now. And you see that raven walking as calmly as possible.
I am naturally very creeped out.
That,
Um,
do you let out any noises?
at
You,
this point, no, no,
you,
definitely not. In fact, I'm terrified considering I just spent the past 300 years in a forest.
you see that rock on the ground. It looks like it just missed that raven. And that raven looks back and sees you. What what do you do now?
I
It's
start. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm running. I'm just gonna start running
do you run towards it or away from it?
away, trying to get out of its line of sight, trying to see that it doesn't see me, without knowing what I'm doing.
It catches that you have one of those stones on you, or at least that you touched it before.
Mm-hmm.
So it sees that while you're running away, you see it head into this weird white temple looking thing with weird runes on it. And you see it go into another, like, watery void. This time it's watery. Like, the void
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
looks
Yeah.
watery and liquidy. It heads there. What way do you think you're running? Are you running to the straight ahead, back away, to the left, to the right, like northeast, southwest? What way do you think you're running?
I would say back away. Yeah, back away, as far away as I can get from the temple itself.
You run until. Do you just keep on running until you feel safe and calm?
Until I feel like, yeah, until I feel like again, I'm overwhelmed from being in this new city, and so until I feel like I'm kind of blending or not, like no one is noticing me or I'm alone.
That's going to be significantly harder for you to do since you are an 8 foot tall forest creature.
That's true. Yeah.
You do have something that would might help you out with that. And
Do I?
it might be in your spells.
I'm trying to go back, make my way through my spells right now. Am I not seeing? I might not be seeing the spell you're talking about.
You look at your first level spells. You might see one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't see I was on the cantrips. Okay, so the disguise self one. So I try to realizing how out of place I am here. I cast disguise self to try to appear small, like just smaller than I am.
Do you try to blend in with what you see the
And
locals wearing?
I was gonna say, and wearing what I see people around me wearing, and kind of like looking like their general, whether it be race or their general look about them.
Would you say you did this out in the open, or did you duck behind a corner
I
or an
dip in,
alley?
I dip into an alley to do this.
Are you So you disguise yourself. You look shorter, and you look like a local.
Hmm. Feeling more comfortable, I start making my way back to the temple.
Back to the White Temple after you do that. Okay.
Correct.
So you head through an alleyway, and you, disguised as a local, walk towards that temple.
Hmm.
You also walk by a gated looking park area that has the name Park of the Infernal and Divine on it.
Curious name.
And when you get close to that temple, you have a crossbow bolt whiz across your head. Now
Well,
we're
that's not a good introduction to the city.
now we're gonna cut over to Prison Row, and we're gonna meet two people dressed in deep crimson red, and one of them is looking a little bit different than the other one. So, Cho, would you like to describe your character?
I'm Elk Iron. I'm a 7 foot tall Warforged fighter.
What are you,
So,
who you, part of? What are you doing?
I'm part of the Mercy Killers.
Mm-hmm.
A law enforcement officer, a little bit mechanical, dressed in red suits.
You are walking alongside your mentor, and he just so happens to be the leader of your faction, the Mercy Killers. His name is Silas Sylvain. He is a dark skinned, almost, his skin looks almost translucent, wet almost. He's a dark elf. On him, he's holding a rapier on his side. On the other one, he has a handgun, like a revolver in a holster. On his back, he's got this big double barrel shotgun. This dude's wearing an eye patch, and he's got a black rimmed cowboy hat on with a large red cowboy duster on. And he's talking to you, and he is just saying to you, like, how much the city has changed. He is not optimistic about the future of it. You know, crime's gotten up recently. Things have been weirder. There's been a lot more weird contraband coming through. Like, there's these weird gemstones, flowers. There's, like, people missing. And they're children. Like, children are missing. And you also hear him talk about this bard who pissed him off recently. And his name is Mr. Sleeves. And he cannot, for the life of him, get a hold of him because he's in the Harmonian's hands. But he's willing to let it go to keep the allyship or friendship with the Harmonian. It's whatever. But he looks to you and he says, you know, you're a Justice Star now. You're gonna become a headsman soon. Like, you're due for a promotion. And I just want to let you know, like, once you become that and you, like, do enough, like, you're my first pick to replace me as the Black Cap. So, what do you think about that? He kind of, like, he just taps you. He's like, what do you think about that? And he obviously is hurting every time he, like, does, like, a fake punch to you.
Ready to be promoted, and I think this Mr. Sleeves guy sounds pretty suspect.
I just believe he swindled me in a card game. It's no big deal. He is naturally charming, unfortunately. He does whatever. I hate him. But anyways, I need you to go check out something, because we have a problem. I need you to go check out the Temple of Abyss, not too far away from here. There's been reports of these weird little kobolds and ravens appearing in there. They keep on going in and out. They keep on bringing in stuff. This is what we've been seeing, and it happens in broad daylight too. So I need you to go over and check it out. And when you get back, we're going to talk about what benefits you get with your new promotion.
Sounds good. I'll head on over to the temple.
Oh, and before you leave, he says, remember that you are the law here, and you must carry it out. And he says, good day. And then he goes back, into the prison, and you head over to the temple. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
You head over to the temple, and you have, I mean, you're programmed to know the city. You know the city like the back of your hand. In fact, it might be engraved in the back of your hand. You see a raven go in that door, and you see this creature that's taller than you run right by you, duck into a alleyway, and pop out as something different. And he's coming back your way. It looks like he's heading towards the temple.
Find that a little suspicious, so let's tail him.
When you're telling him, you see a crossbow bolt whiz right by his head, and you look where it lands, and you see Mr. Sleeves holding his shoulder with a crossbow bolt in his shoulder next to a harmonium agent.
Mr. Sleeves is the guy.
He's not the guy, he's a guy. I mean, in his head, he's the guy, but you know what I'm saying.
Who fired the crossbow?
Do you look over in that direction?
Yeah.
It's past the temple, down Salt Street. It's about from 60 foot away. And you see a figure standing there shooting at someone running away from him. And with that, we're going to cut over to Galander.
Oh god.
And Galander, we're going to go into this little town at night. It's thunderstorming, it's raining pretty hard. You're outside of a jail. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jalandrus. I'm a tabaxi ranger. I'm outside of what?
You're outside of a jail right now. It's like you're on a rooftop looking at a jail right now while it's thunderstorming.
Am I in Sigil already?
No, you are in your hometown.
So I went to jail. I went to.
You see an explosion happen coming from the jail. And you see a figure that looks suspiciously familiar to you run out of that explosion and away from you.
Oh, it's a tasteless figure. Plus, I think I know them.
Mm-hmm. Give me perception check.
$18.
You see what you have lost on that person. You can see it almost as clear as day in this night. And thanks to your dark vision, you can see it even clearer. What you also see on him is a golden gemstone and he's holding it above his head, running towards a wall. Do you chase after him still?
Yeah, so I chased after them. I thought I saw the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
It, I thought it looks familiar. So yeah,
You chase after him. Give me a stealth check.
21.
21. He looks back, still seeing you, even with that 21, and he's gonna fire off a little firebolt towards you. What is your AC? What is your armor class?
Uh, 11. My armor class.
Yeah, your armor class should be higher than that. It's right next to your initiative.
Oh, 15.
15. It's gonna miss you. So what I want you to do right now is roll initiative. And tell me what that is.
18.
18. So, what do you do now? You have a chance to fire back at him. Now, he's still running away from you. He just stopped for a brief second to fire this firebolt at you.
When I got close, when I got get close to him,
Mm-hmm.
I remember the movie. It's one of the guys that uh, killed my parents. So the shock of that made me hesitant. Release my to shoot him with my crossbow.
All right. Roll the see if you hit him.
This is with my crossbow.
Yes, it is your. It should be your
10.
a 10 to
10
hit.
for him. Yeah.
10 does not hit him. It whizzes by him, and he's continually. Do you move? You move closer to him, right?
Yeah.
You're about 10 feet away from him now, because I'm gonna say you try to get up as close to him as possible, and so you kind of bridge the gap, and you're only 10 feet away now. You see him now chant this weird magical it's like this incantation almost while he's holding up this gemstone, and you see the wall, the bricks on the wall just fall down.
Yeah.
And he is running straight to where that empty space is, and it's now glowing. So that's his turn, and he's about 5 feet away from the wall. Do you shoot again?
So I'm still in shock, right?
Mhm.
So I subconsciously released another one.
Okay.
Shot them, and shot at. So while the shock of snapped me back
Mhm.
reality, and so my potion. Then I followed through the portal. Or yeah.
So do you fire off another shot towards him, and you run towards the portal too?
Yeah.
What did you hit him with?
Another hand cross.
What was the did you roll to hit and see if you hit? What was the total? 12. That one actually hits him. A 12 will hit him. And it hits him right in the shoulder blade. Like the left shoulder blade gets him really good. Now, He's gone through the portal on his next turn, and he's going through it. So when he does that, you see the portal start to close even smaller. Do you run through it?
Yeah. In rage, I follow. I first follow first. Follow the first.
You follow in pursuit through the portal, and you pop out right next to this pyramid looking building. And he's running towards this white tower. Do you fire off another shot?
Yeah, just target.
Okay.
This time with my heavy crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
10.
10. You miss, and you see it whiz right past him, right past this big creature, and you hit this frog person about, I'd say, it's about 60 feet away from you. And we're gonna cut from you now and go over to the Hands of Time shop. And we're gonna meet our little friend working in the shop on some armor. Brian, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, this is Adwin. Is a assistant artificer at the here at the Hands of Time. He's a little short for a hobgoblin, not super short, but he's not very overpowering as you would expect from my type. He's got his goggles over his head and his utility belt. It kind of looks like he tries to dress nicely. He's got like slacks and a button up with suspenders, but it's always just like a mess. It's it can get a little chaotic here at the Hands of Time. We're small shop, but we take in a lot of orders. We do repairs and specialize in constructs and mechanical constructions. Wide range. There's a lot to repair and do in Sigil. We do everything from infusing great axes with arcane magic or fixing leather straps in a pauldron. The shop's a little busy right now, but I'm kind of tuckered in my own little corner. I do have like some orders I should be working on, but I kind of got my own thing going, and I'm hoping people are just assuming I'm working, even though I kind of have my own little project that I'm very focused on.
You notice it's pretty quiet in the shop today. You kind of get a sense that everyone else is off doing their own thing. I mean, Olo's there. He's your little receptionist. He looks asleep. I'll just say it. He's tuckered out from doing nothing all day.
He kind of always looks tuckered out.
I mean, he is old. He's about 80 years old as a turtle. So, really old. You haven't seen the owner all day today, which is oddly strange. He is the type to micromanage. And he is on everyone 24/7. And he hasn't been here all day today, which is just a tad bit strange. You do know that the only person that's in the workshop right now is Florp. And Florp is making potions. Asia and Torga are all out making deliveries, making home visits to repair stuff. Their homunculus servants are there at the workshop helping Florp. And Florp looks like a giant humanoid blob. Straight up, he's a like a mix between purple and pink. You can't tell what his face is or what isn't. You do know that he has goggles on though, but they are just floating inside of his Florpy mass. And he comes up to you with a bottle in its Florpy hands, and he's gesturing like he wants you to drink it.
Oh, what's up, Florp? Okay. Is this a new creation of yours?
You see on him, he has a chalkboard hanging around his neck, and you can see he stretches out his other arm and writes, "This is my newest creation. Please try."
Okay. Well, I kind of pull the cork out a bit, and I give it a sniff, like a whiff, just to get a sense of what I'm dealing with.
It smells like nothing.
Like nothing. It's not like bubbling or anything. It's just a regular.
It straight up looks like clear liquid.
Okay. I give it a swig.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Those are always nice. Where's my saving throws? Here we go. Did I do it? Yeah, 21.
You hiccup because you just had some air trapped, and you realize what you've been drinking is water. It's straight up water.
I'm like, oh well. I mean, yeah, it's good to stay hydrated. Thanks, Florp.
You see Florp right. That's it?
Yes, I give it another swig.
The same. I mean, it's just water.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's it's got a crispness to it. But yeah, that's it. Is there supposed to be more?
You see Florp change colors. He starts getting darker colors, and he starts hanging his Florp head. And he goes and grabs another bottle off of the table. It looks like it's clear liquid too. And he feeds it to this little homunculus servant. And you see its head explode. You see metallic parts all over. Like this weird metallic liquid all over. And it covered you too. And you just realize you dodged a bullet because he mixed things up.
Oh, okay, so that was the one. Wow.
You can sort of see Florp's like hand and a finger stretched out. And it looks like it's towards Florp's temple, and it's just like scratching it. You just see it's scratching its temple, and it's just like, You just see it right towards you and like show the chalkboard. Oops.
Listen, Florp, science is about controls and experimentation. You know, it's I guess back to the drawing board. Small note. I like the idea of using the homunculus as a test, just as a first shot. So let's keep it that way before moving to human experiment.
You see, before you finish that thought, you see Florp right. It costs 100 gold though. You don't, and it says you don't cost anything.
I mean, sick burn, but understandable. Um, it's- I get where you're coming from, Florp, and I kind of give him a pat, forgetting that the pat's gonna just be like a splat.
Oh, your pat sinks into his shoulder.
And I'm just like, oh, and I just kind of like pull out and kind of, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, it's good. It's a good start off point, Florp. Stick to it, buddy.
Florp immediately goes back to the bench, grabs another bottle, holds the neck of it and holds the bottom of it, and this time it's red, and he gestures it to you to give to you, like as an apology.
Oh, you didn't. Sure, thank you. I take it and I put it to the side. Just kind of like.
He immediately writes drink.
I'm like, I give it a sniff test again, just to see.
This smells like almost cinnamon. Cinnamon smell.
Listen, Adwin is a man of science, and he appreciates where he's coming from. So
You got 3 homunculus servants at your side trying to clean up the mess that the other one has made.
I was like, I kind of like, he's like, hey, 1 second, let me just, and I like grab one of them real quick, and I kind of just like drip a couple drops on top of it.
For some reason, you see metal shavings form on the top of this homunculus servant in the form of an afro.
I was like, okay, well, at least it didn't explode.
And then you just see Florp right. That one's supposed to make you taller.
See, it's once again, I see where you're coming from here, and I appreciate your concern. Very cool. Love the thought. I'm good for now. But I'm gonna leave this here, just in case. You keep doing you, and once again, I appreciate it. I'm good though.
Florp just nods. And just writes, "Can I have 100 gold?"
No, you definitely cannot have 100.
It goes back to its workbench, pulls from underneath the workbench dynamite.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this has escalated quickly. Florp, are you bored, Florp? Is this what's happening?
You see Florp pull out a lighter.
Okay. All right, and I'm like rummaging through my pockets.
You see Florp slowly putting the dynamite into its Florpy body with the wicks out.
Hey, look! I rummaged through, but I find 100 gold pieces. I slam it on the desk. It was like, hey, you know what? Here you go. This is.
You do not have 100 gold.
I do not have 100 gold. I was like, listen, can I get an IOU? Like,
Florp is writing. Well, he's not even writing. He's drawing a skull on his chalkboard right now.
Let's talk about this, Florp.
He
talk in quotations.
Florp just writes ... It looks like he's waiting for you to say more.
Hey, do you have any more other potions you want me to try? Maybe like you have like a chill out potion.
Florp, when you say chill out potion, it looks like a light bulb just went off in Florp's head. immediately drops the dynamite on the ground, and now it's just rolling it around everywhere with the lighter still in his hand. Goes over to his workbench. He pulls out another bottle, and this time the bottle has a skull and crossbones on it.
God, I'm like kicking the dynamite like under a desk somewhere. Just like,
Oh, you see the homunculus servants just like running around. They're still cleaning up, but you see one of them just trying to like go around, and they look like they just look like little dolls, really, like little mannequin dolls. And you just see one of them just starts picking up and just looking at you and nodding. And then Florp is handing you this bottle with the skull and crossbones on it. And then he erases the ... and he writes, "Drink?" ?
and I take the writing utensil and I write on the thing. I'm like, me dead ?
And then you just see him erase that, and he just writes, "Chill out."
I'm like, oh, okay. So I uncork it and I pour it on the ground next to me.
It immediately melts through the ground and the floor. That thing is pure acid and necrotic. You see little smoke skulls appearing from the ground.
It could have been an ice thing. You would think.
You see Florp put the hand to the head like he's oh. And then he just writes, "Sorry." And then he goes back to work. And now the workshop looks like a total mess.
Great, cool. This is nice. It's too early for this shit.
You hear the doorbell, little doorbell ring. And Olo is asleep, of course, naturally. So you just hear it keep on ringing.
Like, oh, you got it?
No.
Hello.
He's asleep. He's totally knocked out.
All right, so I push a lot of stuff out of the way, and I kind of like make my way to the front desk. Welcome to the Hands of Time. How may I help you?
You see... Actually, you don't even see. You have to look over the counter, and you see your boss, the owner, Saddam Hassan Ibn Servalis. And he is going, what's going on, champ?
Oh, hey, Mr. Servalis. Yeah, not much. It's a little slow right now. We were just doing some experimenting.
Experimenting? Did Florp try to kill you again?
I mean, he tried stuff, for sure.
You see him slowly pull out a wand, and when you say he tried stuff, he slowly puts it back.
It's Florp being Florp, you know. Florp. They're inquisitive.
Well, I asked him to make me a potion the other day to help me grow my hair back. And now I'm bald. So what the hell happened?
Yeah, so I'm getting the sense that, listen, they're trying, you know, they try, and I appreciate the effort. I think they just need to, they just need to focus, and they really need to get, you know, their ducks in a row. You know, it is. Could be worse. They could just do nothing.
He just looks at you like, so should I fire Florp? Or...
Don't fire Florp.
Meanwhile, you guys are all saying this, and you just see a snot bubble come out of Olo's nose and just gone, not even being awoken from this conversation. And
If you want.
Saddam just not even registering that Olo is even there. I don't think Saddam even knows that he's working there.
You want to talk about firing somebody?
Who? You? You want to be fired?
No. I mean, no. I was just. I was kidding.
I mean, Asia and Torga are out doing commissions and repairs. Why are you here?
Oh, I've been working on orders. Yeah, I got because there's just this backlog, stuff. I got like 5 infusions I've been working on. There's like several armor sets.
Hello, infusions for yourself?
No, like there's like a bunch. There was a cleric in there earlier. I needed to do like an infusion on. I don't even know what he wanted, to be honest. So I've got that. I got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Well, I'm no artificer, so I have no idea about that stuff. So I just deal with time, of course, bearing the name of the shop. That reminds me, we got a commission, and it was specifically for you for some reason. I don't really know why.
Oh, really?
It's of I mean, I only got a message sent to me, so not really much detail. But seems like it's a prosthetic limb for the right arm, and it kind of is coming from your brother.
Kaz.
Yeah, him. We were supposed to get the blueprints earlier, but there might have been a delay for some reason. I don't know why. Harmonium are usually on time. I have all the time in the world, so it doesn't matter to me. But he specifically wanted you to make it.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's paying. I mean, it's on the Harmonium tab, so who cares? Paying 500 gold for this to be made. Now, of course, as the owner, I have to overlook everything and put my maker's mark on it. I have to do that, so I have to inspect it. But since you're really not doing too much, and Florp is Florp like you say, why don't you go over and see where those blueprints are for it? Take a trip over to the city barracks. And I guess I'll pay you for the time to do it.
Oh,
Or you
yeah,
can take
sure.
a break if you feel bad. I mean, you can take your lunch and do that.
No, it sounds. I'm up to the task, sir.
All right. Get out of here then.
Oh, yeah, I am on my way. I run over back to my desk and I pick up a rather large kind of rucksack with a shield hanging off the back of it. And I go, throw it over my back and kind of make my way out the front. Just giving the salute like on it.
When you're heading out the door, you see Saddam jump onto the countertop, bounce off of Olo's head, jump right into Florp, and then you see him punching Florp. You see him punching him, and Florp is taking no damage at all. Like, your boss is not very strong, and Florp is just like confused more than anything, and he's just like taking these hits. And Florp has your boss on top of his shoulders, and he's just punching down on his head, and it's just not registering.
Like I'm backing out of the front door with a look of concern, but I'm just like, all right, I gotta go. Bye.
You head out, and you walk past the foundry where all the ironworks and metalworks are made in the city from the believers of the source. You walk down Ash Row, heading towards the Temple of the Abyss, or the Abyssal Temple, as some people call it. You see before you a tabaxi shooting at this other creature with their crossbow, and you also see your favorite musician and all Sigil, Mr. Sleeves, get hit with one of the crossbow bolts.
Mr. Sleeve?
Mr. Sleeves, as soon as he gets hit, immediately plays dead. Mr.
Oh
Sleeves
my god.
is out cold, and that person running from this tabaxi raises a golden gemstone above their head, chants something, and you know what? Give me an Arcana check.
Got 18.
He's chanting to summon something, and the moment you figure that out, it breaks. The gemstone breaks, and 12 skeletons spawn around the area in a 30-foot radius. So I need everyone to roll initiative,
What?
and that's where we're going to end today.
I was promised. Oh, fair.
Yo, I rolled a 6.
Rough.
Oh,
First initiative.
holy 25.
Put that down in chat, and then I'll collect them later.
Okay.
Can I do my my armor thing before initiative starts, or how fast is this happening?
You
Dude,
rolled
these rolls, man.
poor
So on
initiative,
point.
so I'm going to say you do not have your armor ready.
Okay.
You said you had it in the bag when you left, and that's where it's going to be.
That's true. I would not have been walking around with it.
How many skeleton boys did we say? 12?
12 skeletons. You got. So here's the deal. All of you are there. Mr. Sleeves is there, and he's pretending to be dead.
Mr. Sleeve.
What a fucking drama queen. My god.
It'll be fine.
I'm going to say this. You can get a sense that Mr. Sleeves is doing this because he wants the attention of a very pretty lady.
Mm.
And
Me, like I know he'll be fine. Like Brian knows he'll be fine.
in total, you have 13 enemies standing in a 30-foot radius around everybody.
Wait, where did the 13th, the person who dropped the...
Yeah, the person who got...
Yeah.
And they are close to the temple door.
Gotcha.
Alright, everyone else put their initiative in there who didn't yet in chat, and then I'll just screenshot it and save it for later.
In BC chat or in
Yeah, VC chat. And that's it for us today. Bye-bye.